Hello everyone, my name is XFreds, and yes, we're recording another Sonic the Hedgehog review. Yeah. Now, Sonic Lost World is another game where Sega tried to do something new, but the general public didn't seem to enjoy it. Now, something that I forgot to mention about Sonic Unleashed, but will mention now, there are two versions of Sonic Lost World that I know of. One is the Wii U version, the more known version, and the second version is the one that I actually own, which is actually on my phone, but it's meant for the Nintendo 3DS. Now, if you've seen my little thoughts on Sonic Lost World on that one time type of playthrough on the first couple levels of the game, you will see that I actually kind of liked it. That I actually liked it for the most part. Now, while I used to like Sonic Lost World, I cannot deny that I will agree with the general public that there's some things that I'm just not the biggest fan of. Now, that's not to say that I still like this game, but the question is, do I still like it, and can I recommend this game to anybody? Well, let's start off with the story, I guess. Now, before we begin, this is one, my personal opinion, and two, an experience that I have not 100% finished yet. If some parts of this review aren't exactly accurate, that's because I haven't finished it yet. Also, thank you to HF playthroughs for the footage. I really appreciate it, but yeah. Sonic Lost World, let's get on to the story. We start off with the story with Dr. Eggman trapping some critters who's in a tank. Well, a container, or whatever you call it. Sonic tries to rescue it, but the plan doesn't go well. Eggman shoots the tornado down, and this is where our adventure begins. Now the critters, well, the birds actually survived the fall somehow. Though I can't say that I'm too surprised. Knuckles being the asshole that he is, he gets it's paraded by a bunch of animals. We later on get a group, known to be the Deadly Six, the doom of Sonic the Hedgehog. Even though that Sonic the Hedgehog was able to survive stuff like fricking Dark Gaia and Solaris. So yeah, Eggman just seems to be a bit desperate at this point. Anyways, my opinion on the Deadly Six, they're pretty solid. Sure, maybe not extremely good as villains, but them as characters, I actually don't mind them. But the general public, just like this entire game, don't really like these characters. And while I can understand why, I do like these characters for the most part. Now Sonic takes down a couple members of the Deadly Six. Now after their first failure, Eggman warns them that they are in their control. Until this happens.
I think that thing in Eggman's
Eggman's shell is gone.
That was a mistake.
Whatever. When is it a mistake to take your toys away?
When it's the only thing keeping 6 angry Zeti from controlling my mechs, you moronic hedgehog. Strike brothers. Make them pay for our abuse and enslavement. Shiver me timbers.
Okay, they just basically lose their control in terms of Eggman and takes Eggman's spot as the main villain. Now, Sonic, Tails, and Eggman has to work together to take down the Deadly Six, and Tails just obviously gets pissed about this idea. And it's pretty easy to see why. Sonic tries to stop the argument, but it doesn't go well.
You don't trust me to do it.
What? No! I trust you, Tails. It's just that
No, you don't. You trust Eggman more. You know how much that bites?
I do trust you, Tails, but the whole world's in danger because I did something stupid. Do you know how much that bites?
Well, that's your fault, you moronic hedgehog. Anyways, more and more stages later, Eggman tries to be the good guy and saves Tails in a situation where he nearly killed himself. It wasn't until early on where Tails sacrifices himself to save Sonic from being captured. Man, Tails actually made more of a use in the story, more than Colors and Generations. Can't believe this game actually did something better than those two games. Now this is a pretty interesting moment, and Eggman, in quote unquote, would risk himself to save Sonic, but we'll get into that later. Sonic starts losing his hope and demands his buddy back, who has been roboticized. Yup, Tails became basically the Terminator. You're welcome, Sonic fans. Okay, in all seriousness though, I actually thought this game, I thought this concept was pretty cool, and a lot of people get upset when Tails doesn't get a robotic boss fight. However, I always found that idea to be a tidbit generic, right? So I'm kind of glad that they didn't that they got into a road where Tails stays as a good guy, because Sonic isn't wanting to have a dark story serious stories anymore. And while there are some serious aspects in it, Sonic Team doesn't want Sonic's stories to be that serious anymore, which I don't blame them for. That's how a Sonic short story should be. Now Tails goes back to normal and tries to shut down the thing, but it turns out Eggman actually faked his death. Pretty smart move, I gotta say, but he still ends up losing. So yes, Tails was right all along about Eggman and being a backstabber. And Sonic didn't listen to him one bit. And then we have a beautiful, peaceful ending with Sonic and his friends being safe. Now I know a decent amount of people criticize Sonic Lost World for their big problems with the story, but honestly, I actually enjoyed it. Yeah, there are some weird aspects in it. And yes, Zavok is a bit of a semi-Bowser clone, but at the same time, he's the only true intimidation of this game. Now, Eggman does have some intimidating moments, but other than that, Zavok is the most intimidating thing in this entire game. And he actually shows a personality. So in conclusion, I enjoyed this story quite a bit. And I know that's gonna be a very big hot take, but I'm not gonna drop my ball on that one. Now let's go over the game itself. You control from Sonic from beginning to end with only one gameplay style. Now Sonic has has levels when he's in 3D, and sometimes entire levels that can actually go into 2D. 2D. Now this is cool. A balance between in 2D and 3D sections. This is a praise that I gave to Sonic Generations, and I'm glad that Sonic Lost World tries this as well, while being a little bit different. While trying to be a little bit different. Now it goes on. Now it still goes on more of a parkour section, kinda like a Mario game is what people used to call it. But I personally still see the Sonic aspects in it. But that could be just me not having that much connections with Mario games. I still love Mario games very much so, but I don't have a deeper connection with them like I do with Sonic games. But if you love Mario, continue being the man that you are, right? Because he's awesome and he deserves the love that he gets. Sonic meanwhile just makes weird moves, which is kind of like the boss fights in this game. But yeah, the gameplay is a little bit based on Mario. Not 100%, but it definitely has some similarities. Now the wisps in this game are these started making their first appearance in Sonic Colors, and if you want my honest opinion, I haven't touched Sonic Colors at the very least yet. I want to touch the game, and I want to see how good it is, but I just don't have the $40 to get Sonic Colors Ultimate because I don't have a Wii U. But if you want me to make a full-on review about Sonic Colors, that'll definitely come in the future. Just not at the moment. Now there's some returning wisps, but there's some wisps that are a little bit new. There's the drill wisps stayed in there, but there's also some other wisps in the game that are completely new that at least some things that I haven't seen from the original Sonic Colors, and there are some that work, but some that don't really work. Now, which is what I would describe the wisps. I won't go too deep into the wisps because it would take a little bit far to go. Oh, but I don't know what I would say about the wisps, other than the fact that some of them are good, but some of them are bad. And I mean that as in they're equal to each other. Now wisps like these that you're seeing right now are some of the more useful wisps in the game. But other things like the drill wisp control horribly, and it's the reason why I still yet to complete this game. Now, yes, I was able to beat the level eventually, but I still got a certain level that drives me nuts to get through. Frozen Factory is my least favorite ice level in all of Sonic. You want to know why it's my least favorite level? Because it takes what made all the ice levels so great and then completely butchers it. I loved Ice Cap Zone and Cool Edge from Sonic 3 and Sonic Unleashed, but zones like these, no, I do not like, and they're honestly pretty frustrating to me. Now, now I'll try to complete this in the future, sure, and I probably will. Oh, in like I don't know, like a month or so. Oh, but I like I said, I don't know. But what I do know is that the levels themselves, besides this one, I know like another set of levels that I really don't like is the desert level and the last act of the tropical level. No. So yeah. I'm not too sure what to feel about it. I mean the first act of the ice level is fine in all things considered. I'm sure it's still a level I'd be stuck on, but but the video that you're watching right now is proving that this level is very much manageable. Well, for the first act. So I think after this review, I'll just go and just get this over with, get this level over with, and just move on with my life. Now, if you want to know my favorite level in Sonic Lost World, I would have to say Sky Road. Sky Road is actually pretty good. Sky levels in Sonic games are often to be one of the best levels in this specific game. My all-time favorite stages though are the city levels. Like, so here's my favorite stages. My favorite type of stages: ice levels, sky levels, and city levels. Those are my favorite stages in a Sonic game, and I'm glad that there was at least one sky level in this game. Well, one sky themed level in this game. Now in the now the 3DS version, the one I play right now, the one that I'm playing right now, the first portions of Sky Road, it doesn't seem like that much of a sky level, but trust me, there's more of that later on. Plus it's still pretty cool. There's also this pretty nice parkour system that works pretty well. The wall jumping aspects, it just comes back. The wall jumping aspects is the parkour the parkour type of style that you'll be using throughout this game. Now while I'm not the biggest fan of levels that take more into platforming rather than speed, they should really have it balanced between speed and platforming. But Sonic Lost World does it in a way where I can actually accept most of the platforming. It's hard to master it, but once you do master it, it's really fun. In conclusion, I honestly enjoyed Sonic Lost World overall. I'm serious. I actually enjoyed this game. Yes, I may not have finished it yet, but there are still a lot of aspects in the game that I really like. And in my opinion, the good outweighs the bad here. Yes, the levels themselves can be really frustrating at times, and it is kind of frustrating having to use wisps almost all the time. But it can be easy to get the hang of it. So I overall I overall really enjoyed Sonic Lost World, and I honestly think this game gets way too much hate. I understand why it gets the hate, and if you guys hate this game, that's perfectly fine. It's understandable, but me personally, I'm able to look away from the negatives from this game. So yes, I do like this game, and yes, I do recommend you try it out at least once. It's 3DS or Wii version, and go ahead and pick either version up. You'll get just as good of an experience. Okay, maybe the Wii version you'll have maybe a little bit of a better experience, but I don't know. As well with the graphics, and soundtrack, it being very much top notch, and the bosses is being actually decent. Since I think it's safe to say that Sonic Lost World is a very solid game. Pick it up if you haven't. You don't have to pick it up because like I said, there are some aspects in the game that I'm not fond of, and it is enough to be critical. But if you are curious, then go ahead. Just proceed with caution and know that this game isn't perfect. It's good and all things considered, but it's far from any games like Sonic Unleashed, Sonic Adventure, Sonic Adventure 2, Sonic Generations even, and Sonic Mania. But if you absolutely want to check this game out, go ahead and do it. Thank you all so much for watching this video. It's been quite a. I'm actually on the stuffiness of feelings right now. So if my voice sounds a little bit deep, if my voice sounded a bit deep in this video and my Bendy Meat Machine video, I am very sorry. I am not, I tried to be as cool as possible, tried to stay into a comfy personality as possible, but stuff like this are just a bit hard for me to handle. But I'm still gonna make content for you guys, no matter what. With all that in mind, guys, go pick up Sonic Lost World. It's absolutely worth your time. If you don't have to, it's not a Sonic game that you need to check out. But it's a Sonic game that I feel like gets way too much hate, and I want to see if the general public nowadays still will hate it. Or any of my friends seem to enjoy it. With that said, thank you all for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe. And hopefully I'll be doing better soon. Goodbye.